Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with another Lost City of Un'Goro card review, and we are completing Mage Day with one hell of a legendary review where this Mage Legendary can let you basically bring Titans back to standard. Almost every Titan ability will be available to Mage. It's a rad card, and yes, that means Chaotic Tendrils are back in standard, which is pretty damn cool. A reminder, we have a live stream going over on twitch.tv/Zeddy literally right now. After you done watching the card review, come hang out. Spring championships going on. Myself and Theo will be co-casting it. There's drops, all sorts of good stuff, so you don't want to miss out on that. And you don't want to miss out on our giveaway. We're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. I'll add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So let's unearth what's going on with these mage cards, starting off with the unearthed artifacts, a 2 mana epic spell that you're probably going to want to disenchant because it summons a random 2-cost minion. Ooh, that's insane. Oh wait, there's more. If you've discovered this turn, so discovered a card at all, summon a random 4-cost minion instead. Ooh, that's terrible. Isn't that just bad? I don't know. I'm just thinking that's bad. I think of like Grifta's Amulet that could give you a random 4-cost minion with taunt, and that always feels like one of the worst options, period. It's never amazing. And I know they put low rolls in there for a reason, but I don't want to put a low roll into my deck, right? I got to discover, then I spend 2 mana just to get a 4-drop. It doesn't even get taunt. It's just a 4-drop. It could be whatever. I just can't imagine this card is worth playing in my deck. In standard, wild, in arena doesn't feel like a good pick. It just seems, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but it just seems like a terrible card. But maybe our quest weapon will basically cast this for you, right? And that'll be okay, because then I don't have to pick it and play it. My weapon can do it. And overall, yeah, I'm giving this a 1 out of 5 in standard wild. I just don't see the vision of this card being anything other than what, 100 dust you get for an epic, or if it's golden, 400. That's what the value that's what I'm gonna unearth from this artifact, okay? Unless I'm terribly wrong, like, you know, I've been very a lot of the time. Next we have the windswept pageturner, a 4 mana 4/5 elemental. So we got some elemental mage stuff going on. And after you summon an elemental, note summon, you don't have to play it, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. That can go face, that can hit anything. And it's too bad what Overflow Surger, wasn't that the elemental card? Just rotated, because you could have played windswept pageturner and that get 18 damage if you summon 6 of them. That could be pretty darn good, right? There's not a ton of crazy synergies going on with this, at least in standard. I mean, I could play a Firefly, a couple of those. We got that new, elemental that gives you a cheap elemental if you've played a fire spell. There might be other stuff to go with it. If you got a bunch of cheap elementals and you slam like 2, 3, 4, that's, yeah, you're getting 9, 12 damage random. That's pretty good, either like tempo on the board or just you're gonna kill your opponent. That could be something. I don't know if the support is there for this card quite yet, but I wouldn't completely sleep on it. It's also premium stats, so it's not the easiest thing to remove. I mean, it's a Yeti. Yetis are insane, right? Well, not anymore, but they were like in 2014, kind of, when you play them on turn 1. Overall, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. In wild, it probably doesn't work, but there's a pretty I don't know, maybe it spawns an elemental deck just because you have like the 0 mana spell to cheat it out, or Aqua Archivist. Like, there's stuff there, plus the Surger I mentioned earlier. You never know, but wild's pretty degen, but there'll be certainly something to try out. Absolutely. I'll give it a 3 in both formats. It might just have a chance because it can go face rapidly a lot, and that could be a pretty valuable thing in Hearthstone. And hey, we got an elemental here that's really good with that card in the Conjured Bookkeeper, another epic card. It's a 3 mana 2/2 elemental. This is one I might want to hold on to. I'm just gonna say it has Death Rattle, draw a spell, which it's like a loot hoarder for 1 more mana with 1 more health. However, the good part, and it's a really good part, is the Kindred. So you played an elemental the prior turn, you summon a copy of this. So it could be a 3 mana 4/4 draw 2 spells tutoring specific cards. That's a good card, right? You're definitely going to want to play this in a more elemental based deck, but this is a phenomenal card in any elemental mage, like, period. And especially, I just think of Blasteroid. Is that eventually going to come together where you like play Blasteroid and this draws specifically spells? I can tutor those really good spells. Or we have the new 2-mana 3/2 elemental that draws a fire spell. At some point, they're going to put enough elementals that tutor specific spells that archetype is going to work, right? Well, this is a great card, and it could see play in just other decks where you run a decent elemental package just to draw some cards or deal damage with that 4-drop we looked at. I'm giving this a 4 to 5 in standard, a 2 in wild. Actually, I'll bump it up to a 3 in wild because the other card's playable in wild. This would be pretty good with it, probably. But yeah, look out. This just seems like a very strong card, and maybe Elemental Mage makes a return. It was really good last year, but that was because you could deal like, what, 1 billion damage with a 3-drop because it didn't cap. Well, yeah, caps now, and I don't think it'll be carried by that, but this is a pretty darn good card in my opinion, and it also has a pretty good signature too. I really like that one. So yeah, really nice card there. We also have a new 3-mana spell, the Storage Scuffle. This is an arcane spell. You deal 3 damage to a minion. So whatever, not amazing, pretty bad. However, it costs 0 if you discover this turn. That's good. 0-mana cards, great. I mean, Eyebeam used to be 0 mana, had lifesteal and all of that. You had to outcast it, but yeah, that was a pretty solid card. Vendetta kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Although Vendetta, you just needed a burgle card in your hand, right? And that was a good card. That was an absolutely good card. And yeah, you're playing a decent amount of Discover. Why not have cheap 0-mana removal? It could be all right. It's just, is it worth that spot? I also remind you guys, we have a 3-mana spell that could kill basically anything in the game pretty quickly as long as you have some minions and it sees like no play. I'll give it a 3. 0-mana cards can be good. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put that out there. I really struggle to rate any card that can cost 0 less than 3, and I'm not gonna start here. In wild, it's more like a 2 because yeah, you're not discovering a lot. Like even in like Hostage Mage, you only discover very, very rarely to get more ice blocks and alibis, although I guess that weapon could recast that stuff for you, the quest weapon. I even think about that in my review, but it's still bad, but you could do it. Regardless, yeah, I'll give it a 3 in standard, a 2 in wild, but certainly a card to look out for. So a pretty decent package, and yes, what you've all been waiting for, I'm assuming. I don't know, I'm not a mind reader, I'm just guessing, but we have the new Mage Legendary Titanographer Osk, a 7-mana 7/7 minion. This gains a random Titan ability in your hand that changes each turn. It can get literally any Titan ability except for 3, the hunter one, because it's all weapon buffs. That's not in the pool, but basically everything else is there. Amanthol's Poof, Yogg's Mind Control, Tendies, all sorts of good stuff. I'm not gonna list them all, there's too many. Just Google Titans for Hearthstone and look at all the abilities. The issue with the card, obviously, you get 1 ability, that's it, right? And it changes every turn. Doesn't include the turn you draw it, like the Omu or the terrible Druid Legendary. It's not gonna be reliable, and a lot of Titan abilities are just whatever, but you could get like Refresh Mana, and it's like a 0 mana. Like you could get Draw Your Deck, you could get Reno from, I'm just saying all the Druid ones, but the Druid ones are really good, right? There's tons of good ones you could get, but you just reliably can't. But the average Titan ability is just good. Like almost every Titan was good, and like even say like the Demon Hunter one has some pretty good abilities that you can get. It's just you didn't really want to bother in Demon Hunter. Maybe in Mage you will. I have 0 idea how to evaluate this card because it's so crazy, so out there. But it is kind of also just weird to see we have in this expansion 2 keywords, Titan and Adapt, that aren't actually a part of standard right now, coming back, which I hope they keep doing. I think that's cool to do that. Bring back Colossal. I want more Colossals in my life. That would be rad. This card's cool. I doubt it sees play with how inconsistent it's going to be, but you never know. Titans were arguably like the most powerful card type ever. They were just so damn good. I'll give it an honorable 3. It's more like a 2. And in Wild, it's a 1. There's no chance. I'll just play my Titan. I'll play my Mage Titan or whatever, or my Yogg. Anyways, yeah, that's the Mage cards. Pretty darn cool cards. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, come hang out. Twitch.tv/Zeddy. Competitive Hearthstone. We'll go LOL, and you'll get some drops and stuff. It's really cool. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.